I just went and got a haircut today, and I can't decide if like having more hair here is good or like, I don't know, I'll get it over. Which way? Oh, it goes this way. Yeah, that feels right. Yeah, sure. Hey everybody, I'm RG Long, and it is time for another episode of Epic Indie Authors. I think on this channel, like this is going to be my favorite type of video that we do. I want your opinion though. You let me know if these are your favorite types of videos down in the comments. So what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm rating these fantasy author books based on first impressions. So remember, cover, blurb, first page of the book and the reviews. I'm doing that so that you can find your first impression of an epic fantasy book, and I really am excited for these two that I sponsor on my email list, which if you join, you can get a free book from me, a prequel to my series, The Legends of Gilead. So let's check out our first one here. It is First Earth, a clean teen fantasy adventure, parentheses, Mage series, book one. All right, that's a mouthful. And just looking now at the cover, right? It's got First Earth, the Mage series by Cami, Murdock, Jensen. Cami Murdock Jensen is an amazing name, and I wish her all the best because that's great. I really have to ask if that's a pen name or not because it looks really cool. So what do we have going here on the cover? We have First Earth. First off, the colors are great. I think that really jumps out at me from looking at a thumbnail. If you look kind of down here, we see there's a dog or something floating in space, like a space door. And then you have an earth with rings around it, and then a protagonist or antagonist, not sure which one, floating there with a red scarf and absolutely no astronaut gear whatsoever. So that seems like that might be a problem in deep space, but for cover, first impressions, thumbs up. Looks good to me. I like it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is the blurb. Remember, that's the description. So I'm going to read this blurb to you and you follow along. Scarred and reviled, she's the only hope for a magical world and ours. 16-year-old Agnes Ann Kavanaugh. Whoa, there you go. Hates mirrors and herself. Oh. Horribly disfigured as a baby and constantly battling chronic pain, she trusts only two people, her mom and the blind author who offered her an internship. But she's translating an ancient tablet for him. But as she's translating an ancient tablet for him, she triggers an attack by terrifying monsters that catapults her into an enchanted realm. Barely able to catch her breath, she meets a strange old man and his talking cat who claims she's a wizard destined to save their Earth. But when Agnes magically determines he's lying about something, her wariness warns her she needs to get home. Yet, if she doesn't master her latent abilities to defeat an evil necromancer, her own planet is as doomed as the one she hopes to escape. Will Agnes protect the people that desperately need her, or is this the end of life as she knows it? First Earth is book one in the fast-paced Archmage YA young adult fantasy series. If you like wondrous creatures, heart-racing adventures, and underdog protagonists, then you'll love Cami Murdock Jensen's extraordinary journey. All right. Well, there we go. That's your blurb. I normally like shorter blurbs or descriptions. I feel like they make you want to figure out what that first page is going to look like. But this kept me wanting to read more. So thumbs up for the description as well. Good job there, Cami. All right, now we dive into the first page. And you can do this on any Amazon book. You just click on the title there and you get to see the first page of the book. In fact, I usually get to read a good part of the description. So here we go. Chapter 1, I am chased by the sun. I love when authors name their chapters. I do. That's a thing. Okay, moving on. A beam of light somehow penetrated the cloudy sky, reflecting off the side mirror of our aged Volkswagen convertible and glared into my eyes. Too excited to let anything interfere with my adventure, I leaned forward to push the mirror away. Much better. Now the light didn't shine in my eyes, and I couldn't see the wrinkled, raging burn scars marring my face. Sun chasing you again, Agnes? Mom teased, her cheer brightening the gray morning. I adjusted my felt hat, I'm never going to outgrow that moment, am I? Nope. It's one of my favorite memories of you. Poor little baby. For years you endured the operations at Shiners and the pressure garments and damaged nerves. You were in constant pain, but you never complained about that. No. You worried about the sun chasing you. Only two, and you were so serious, adorable. I'm still serious. The sun does chase me, I insisted. Scientists say light travels in straight lines, but I can't accept that when the sun dodges buildings just to find me. Mom sparkled when she laughed. I was really going to miss her. A long strand of her light brown hair blowing in the wind distracted me, and I nearly missed a road sign with an arrow and Boston University in bold print. There's a sign, Mom. I see it. Her arms, smooth and tan from her second job as a recreational assistant for daycare, heaved on the steering wheel as she whipped the car around the corner into a tree-lined street. What's the number again? I pulled a thick sheet of paper out of my shoulder bag and found the address of our destination in the upper right corner. It's 1798, I told her. Another few blocks. Well, I like that. It sounds well written. You get a little bit of the story of the protagonist there, how in the description she said she was scarred and looks like it was from a burn accident of some sort that happened here. Yeah, that's intriguing. I would continue reading this, I think. So, hey, thumbs up there too. Good job. Loving it so far, Cami. Now let's check out the reviews. Now when I did see this earlier, she has 35 reviews and all of them are 4 or 5 stars. So fantastic. It's kind of hard to say that is all glowing. So let's see here. The very first one from 2019. Great read for girls of all ages, but also for any boy that enjoys dragons, epic battles, and the possibilities of magic. Easy, engaging read. I look forward to the rest of the series. The story is refreshingly clean. I've often found fantasy books tend to have some part or topic inappropriate for the young. Kudos for making a fantasy story that can be read at bedtime to a preteen without censure, but hold the attention of an adult. That from Kay Stearman. Well, sounds like she's delivering on her promise of a clean teen fantasy adventure. And like I told you, when I can't find a lower review, lower than 4 stars, I go to Goodreads. I did find 2 3-star reviews, but it looks like the only reason they gave her 3 stars was because they received a smaller or a lesser review. So this is Trina, rating it 3 stars. This book was part of a giveaway through Voracious Readers for an honest review. I truly wish I could rate this book higher, but honestly, I couldn't bring myself to finish it. In the beginning, it had a lot of promise, but I can't bring myself to like Agnes. Oh, it's always hard when you can't identify with the protagonist. I know she's scarred and all that, but the fact that she's so concerned about her appearance all the time gets tiresome. The book itself is well written, but I just found myself not enjoying it as much as I thought I would. Well, okay, Trina may have forgotten what it's like to be a teenager, because I find that they are often worried about their looks a lot. Hey, this book actually looks really great. If you're looking for a clean teen fantasy adventure, looks like some elements of space, some elements of different worlds and things like that, you should probably check out First Earth by Cami, Murdock, Jensen. And it looks like there are 3 books in the series. Book 1, First Earth, then Second Earth, and then Third Earth. I'm sensing a theme here. And it looks like books 2 and 3 also have great reviews and are still going. So it looks like it's going great. Cami, fantastic. 4 thumbs up from me. There you go. All right, our next book that I want to show you is actually a collection of books, an epic fantasy box set, which I have one of these, so I love when authors do this. This is Fall of Radiance, the complete series, an epic fantasy box set. Books 1 through 5 by author Blake Arthur Peel. Blake Arthur Peel. All right. So what do we have here on the cover? Well, I've told you that sometimes I don't like people on the covers, but I like this. I'm getting it. We have a guy who's holding an axe, looks like a double wielding it there, or 2-handed wielding it there, and then a woman behind him throwing magic out, and then everything's on fire behind them. If your book cover needs to be more epic, add fire, right? And then on the cover spine here, the box set, it looks like we've got another view of the same 2 characters. So brown-haired and brown-haired male, brown-haired female on there, and that looks really, really great. Okay, so yeah, for me, I'd read this just from the cover alone, because again, we say don't judge a book by a cover, but it's really all we do. All right, so cover looks great. Let's read the description. Get the Fall of Radiance box set featuring all 5 action-packed books in the best-selling epic fantasy series. Nearly 2,000 pages of adventure, magic, war, and a bond between warriors that can't be broken. Here we are. Magic has protected Tarsinium for 1,000 years, shielding its people from being ravaged by bloodthirsty demons. When a young ranger's apprentice named Owen Lund discovers that the Ark of Radiance has been breached, he tries to warn anybody who will listen. But legends aren't supposed to be real. When a village is mysteriously destroyed, rangers, mages, and rebels all point the fingers, blaming each other for the demon's brutality. However, Zara Denel, a mage's ward, has heard Owen's tale, and she's inclined to believe him. Together, they must prove that friendship is greater than intolerance, unity is more important than division, and that even the most powerful magic can sometimes not be enough. Failure means the end of all things, a second and lasting doom. Hey, there you go. It looks like book 1 is Ranger's Oath, followed by Doombringers, War Echoes, Exiles, and Prince of Darkness. And Blake Peel is saying that this is a complete series. So this is all the books 1 through 5. You know, again, shorter's better. I like this because it reads quickly. What kind of catches me off guard, and I know I was guilty of a lot, is throwing way too many terms out there for a reader. So we've got Tarsinian, we've got Owen Lund, we've got the Ark of Radiance, we've got Zaradinal, we've got lots of names, lots of things going on. So yeah, it's okay. It's looking okay, but I would say shorten it up a little bit and less names, more description if we can. Okay, so yeah, that looks good. Okay, so let's check out the quick inside peek of this book and see what we've got. Chapter 1, Owen. All right, so I would assume then the Owen from the description, we might go back and forth between protagonists. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, here we go. The curved yew creaks as I pull on my bowstring. The feathers of the arrow brush my cheeks as I stare down the shaft at my prey. A stag, standing 20 paces away in a clearing, dips its antlered head into the grass and begins severing stalks with its teeth. For a moment, I marvel at its muscled frame, the way it remains alert even while grazing in the forest. And yet, I think, watching the deer with one eye closed, it's not even aware that it's about to die. I exhale softly and let the arrow loose, bowstring launching it forward with a snap. At the last second, the stag takes a step forward, and the arrow embeds itself deep in the animal's flank. It jerks with the force of the impact and immediately bolts, running away with the reckless gait of a wounded animal. "You missed the heart," Elias murmurs from his spot in the bushes next to me. The observation, delivered so candidly, makes my own heart sink. "It moved," I muttered in reply, knowing it's a lame excuse for a ranger's apprentice. I lowered the bow and turned to look at my master. What do we do now?" Elias frowns, as if the answer is obvious. "We follow it." He stands up from the ferns and shoulders his bow. His gray-green mottled cloak allows his broad frame to blend in perfectly with the foliage around him. I shoulder my own bow and follow Elias out of our hiding place, trying hard to mimic his every movement. My master has been a woodsman since before I was even born, and his skills are the stuff of legend. As his apprentice, I strive to learn everything I can from him. All right. You know, that sounds pretty cool. I'd be interested in this. We have the Ranger Apprentice with his master Elias. It seems like we've got a lot of description going on here. Not too much description though. So I would give the first page a thumbs up as well. Okay, Blake Peel, this looks like a great book. I actually had to go and find book 1 for the look inside. And I gotta tell you, the individual book covers for this are stunning. So Ranger's Oath, Doombringers, War Echoes, Exiled, and Prince of Darkness. They all just look fantastic. So well done there, Blake Peel. This looks great. So yeah, for first page, looks good. And then the first book has 142 ratings. So looking really great there. Let's find us a 5-star review just so we can see what it looks like. Okay. By the reviewer TRH. Great. Ranger's Oath was a good introduction to Blake Peel's fantasy world. Tarsinium's conflicts are very intriguing and well layered. I found the mix of epic fantasy, demons, and a YA twist very interesting. There was enough familiarity with the typical fantasy tropes, but then there was a decent amount of uniqueness. The stories told from alternating perspectives that were well balanced and suited the scenes in a way that both the character and the reader were experiencing something new together. This book will be a good fit for both newcomers to the genre and seasoned veterans. Hey, that sounds good. All right. I like that. That sounds great. Let's find us a 1-star. Oh, there is a single 1-star review. And it just says, nope, ... Don't waste your 99 cents. I couldn't finish this. It felt like I was reading an incident report at work. Bland and not entertaining at all. Oh, that's hard. Well, it does look like of his reviews, more than half are 5-star, and then the next fourth are 4-star. So it looks like pretty positive reviews. So thumbs up for reviews there too. Okay, well there you go. There are 2 books that you should potentially check out. First Earth by, let me get this again, Cami, Murdock, Jensen. And then the Fall of Radiance series by author Blake Peel. Hey, it looks fantastic. Some great epic fantasy for you to go and check out. I've got descriptions and links down below so that you can see them. And as always, it would be huge to me if you would like this video and subscribe by clicking this cool little orb we've got over here. I'd love to hear from you and let me know what you think of these books if you pick them up, or suggest other books that I should review for a first impression of as well. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the journey.